Welcome back. Working on a little blue, navy blue crossover bag, and I always start with the straps. I don't know why. I just glued 2 pieces of leather together, and they usually start off a little less than an inch wide, even though my finished product is going to be like 5/8 wide. So when I'm sticking these two together, if I don't get it even, I'm going to trim it down with the old strap cutter. I pull and then I readjust my strap cutter to the final width, which is 5/8. And then what I do is I send the edge I just cut up against the strap cutter, and now it should be pretty much even. So then after I get it cut to length, to width, then I'll trim it to the length, and then I'll round over the edges. I have a question for you guys. These cutting mats, I have the darndest time finding them that are a pretty decent quality. I get this one here, off of Amazon, and I'm constantly flipping it over because I'm not sure if it's my rotary cutter. I'm not sure if this mat is designed for a rotary cutter. I'm not too sure if this is doing it or if it's just my utility knife doing it. But man, it really scratches up this this mat, and I know it's supposed to be self-healing, to an extent, I guess. But when when you're working with certain leathers, when this thing starts getting marred up, it leaves a bunch of scratches on your leather. This is this mat here, I started in July in this leathercraft, and this is what I bought originally, and this is my second one, because even though I flip it over and use the other side and I'll flip it over, it just seemed like the other one got so marred up that I had to replace it. And it's kind of a bummer that you have to. I wish there was another material. I've been looking around. There is other material, and I can't remember the name of it. But to buy a whole sheet of it's expensive. And I'm always having problems with this cutting mat. Like I wish there was someone that really offered a good mat for us leathercraft crafters, because this mat is, Well, I'm not a big fan of it. So that's how I do my straps. I'm rambling on here. Is that I use that strap cutter to get it down to my final width. And then I round over the ends, and then I take my bevel tool and I just go over the edges. And sometimes what I'll do is I'll burnish the edges before I sew the strap up, and then other times I won't. I'll just sew the strap up and then burnish the edges after I'm done sewing. And I think the reason why I do that is that why spend all that work burnishing the edge if you screw up your stitch? Because you know, I'm not very consistent, not yet. So I don't know why I always start with the strap first before I build the bag. It's kind of strange, isn't it? But for some reason I always start with the strap first. And I think the reason why I start with the strap first, maybe just think of it, is that it's because you want to make sure you don't use, you know, your pattern. Oh, sorry. You don't want to lay out your pattern on your leather that you're using, and then you end up cutting off like a section of your leather, and you find out that you don't have enough leather for a nice long strap. This is 56 inches long. So I think that's the reason why I always start with cutting my strap first, to make sure I have enough straight edge, you know, to cut my strap before I lay my patterns down on my leather. Because, and I'll try to do that, by the way, I always think of when I'm laying my patterns out on the side of my leather, you know, when I buy my side by the side, I buy my leather by the side. So I always think when I'm laying my patterns out, even if I'm laying out my patterns for a wallet or whatever, I always think about, oh, maybe I might use this for a strap, so I'll leave one side untouched, so I know I can get a couple of straps out of it. So that's pretty much, I think that's the reason why I always start with my straps. And like I said, I'll probably end up stitching it first before I burnish my edges, because burnishing this long strap takes a while. Hate to do all that work and then find out I screw up stitching it. And oh yeah, as I finish up beveling the edge on this strap, I don't always paint or dye my edges, and depending on how the leather is, because some leathers burnish really well, and they you can get a nice good slick in on it, and it looks really good. So sometimes I don't paint them or dye them. And I guess that's my question, is, can you dye edges? I don't even know. So I picked up some of this acrylic dye from the Buckle Guys. I picked up 4 different colors, and I'm not even sure if you can actually use this for edge finishing. I'm assuming that you can. That's what I picked it up for. I normally use edge paint. I get this from Rocky Mountain Supply, and I don't remember the name of it. I can't read it on there, what kind it is. But I get this from Rocky Mountain Supply. I got a couple of different colors of this one, of this brand as well. But like I said, I just picked this up. And then I picked up one of these felt pins, or felt markers. And you can see how I got brown in there now, and this is the acrylic dye. This thing doesn't work very well. I don't know what I'm doing wrong, but I can't seem to get the dye on the felt very good, and I'm not sure if this thing was even meant for acrylic dye, but that's what I tried, and I'll just keep on messing with it to see if I can get it to work right. If not, then I'll have to find another way how to apply dye to my edges. But that's just another thing I wanted to share with you guys. And there was something else too while I'm working on this, is I picked up this a few months ago. I picked up this on Amazon, you know, to do corners and to do like if you want to do like a cutout for a pocket or something for a wallet. This is really, really handy. The only complaint I can tell you about this thing, it's very, very sharp. Like the edges are really, really sharp. And if I'm thinking about taking something to clean up the edges, because I noticed one time when I went to go put it down on a piece of leather, and I was trying to, you know, I was trying to adjust it on my leather, that the sharp edges, when I pulled it up, it scratched the leather. So this is the one I have. I kind of wish I found one in plastic, but this is the only one I found on Amazon. So I don't really have much to share with you guys today. I'm just working on this blue crossover bag. I don't think I'll get it done today. I got a lot of other things to do. I gotta go run to the dump. I'm getting rid of all of those boxes that you've seen out in my dungeon. I'm bringing all those to the dump. I cleaned out that the other day and haven't had the chance to get to the dump. So I'm just gonna start this project and probably get to it, finish it up tomorrow. That's pretty much how I get to where my straps are ready to be sewn. I know I'm not sharing much with you guys today, just working on a strap, working on a little project. I wanted to share a few things. And one last thing before I let you guys go is that who I do this for is Emma Ray, my granddaughter. The reason why I'm doing all this, it would have been her 2nd birthday tomorrow, and can't believe it's been 2 years. It's just mind-blowing. But yeah, that's her. I don't know why it doesn't feel like 2 years. I can't believe it's been 2 years. But yeah. So I'm not too sure if we're going to do anything special for tomorrow. But we'll see. So that's all I got for you guys today. I know it's not much of a video, but just wanted to put a few things out there. Just wanted to share some stuff with you, I guess. Alright, I'm going to get back at that strap. Probably need that thing all sewn up, and then burnish the edges, and then I think I'm done. And I gotta do a bunch of errands today, and I'll get back at it tomorrow. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.